Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th and final round.
Right hand, Golovkin steps in and down he goes again. Unbelievable. Mayweather makes him pay. What a rookie mistake. A sensational left hook by De La Hoya.
It's fact. I'm the best. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't want to believe it myself, but it's the truth. I'm the best. I'm going to show you how great I am.
From Southern California, this is the Last Round Podcast.
All right. So once again on location here at the Banc of California Stadium in Los Angeles, just after the Top Rank on ESPN card, where Navarrete just stopped Panchito de Vaca and retaining his world championship belt. But before we dive into those fights, of course, Mike and I are here with another world champion who was in the house and veteran, which is, I think, a better title than anything. Current 130-pound world champion Jamel Herring is on the show. Thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. So, obviously, you've been here. You were here at the card with us. What'd you think? Let's just start with the main event. Navarrete's win over De Vaca. What'd you think about that?
Explosive, man. It seemed like he's getting better with each fight. It was short, but it seemed like I said, he's more calm. He's settling down on his punches, and as you can see, he knows how to use his range, and he's a good inside as well as outside fighter.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think about De Vaca's performance? Because of course, obviously he took the L, unfortunately, but I think in the final round that they were going at it, they were definitely going at it.
I mean, it's a learning experience. I mean, I'll say he's probably still a tad bit green, but if he takes this as a learning experience and just watches the tape over and learn from it, I think he'll be all right in the future.
It was one of those performances where you kind of come out still looking good.
Right.
Because, in the first couple of rounds, he kind of was tagging Navarrete, trying to back him up. But for me, I just thought that Panchito didn't have enough power.
Right.
And I think once Navarrete knew that, he knew he could just walk him down. And
I believe his pride got the best of him. Instead of, resetting and, being smart about things, he wanted to take the champion on head on. And it got him caught. It got him, caught up. Because like I said, he didn't have the power to go, to have a firefight with Navarrete. So, and that showed. But like I said, once he goes back and watches the tape, I think, he'll come back and he'll be a better fighter than he was tonight.
And then going to actually, let's just stay on the main event. Now that, of course, Navarrete, retained his title, and this is his third defense?
Because he beat Dogbe.
It's second. So he beat the champion, then he defended against the champion, then he had his second defense tonight.
There you go.
That's right. So I was thinking 3 because I was counting when he won the world title.
But yeah, it's three championship fights that he's been in a row.
Right,
3 championship fights.
So who would you want to see him go up against following a win like that? Because that was an impressive performance.
I get so mixed up with the division. I know
I get it. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. Basically trying to claim dominance in that division. So we'll just have to wait and see. I know he's coming back September 14th. They announced.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Right.
What do you think about that? You as a professional fighter, and now especially at the world championship level. Obviously he had the adrenaline rush in the ring, and he was telling Bob Arum, he told him in Spanish, but he said, "Hey, put me on the Tyson Fury card." And that's 4 weeks out, and it was a short night in terms of a couple rounds, but they kind of.
Hey, if you want to do, all Mexican class, you can put him in there with Ray Vargas. Two tall,
giants.
Yeah, 2 giants at the weight, and they do not shy away from a good barn burner. So like I said, if it's possible, match him on with Ray Vargas. But if not, just give him another touch. Just to get the Mexican crowd excited for that fight. But I believe in the future, showdown with him and Ray Vargas would be good.
What do you think about tall fighters like that, especially like a Ray Vargas fighting at 122 pounds?
I can't complain because they say I'm tall for my weight class, So
you've got.
I'm cheering. I'm cheering for whatever works for the taller guys. But like I said, he's not only fighting from the outside. The guy knows how to fight. He knows how to shorten his punches up and bang on the inside. Because if you watch the first knockdown, he hit him with a short uppercut. He opened him up and then hit him with a short hook.
Right.
So that shows you right there, he knows how to use his length on not only from the outside but the inside as well. Because he had in the first round he had a real good stiff jab.
Right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And then going to the co-feature of the night, because there was only 2 fights.
TV fights.
TV fights. Which Jamel, did you catch Barboza's performance?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Because we were talking about that, and Barboza's been on the show before, and we felt like, how come he wasn't on the television portion? I mean, we know television how it works, but like, what do you think about Barboza's performance?
Well, I think he should have been on the television portion, in my honest opinion, especially since the fact that he's trying to get his name in the mix of a world title clash, and obviously, my Olympic teammate and good friend, Jose Ramirez, now holds 2 of the titles in the division. So right now, if you're with Top Rank, and you're at 140 pounds, he's the man right now. He holds 2 of the titles. Obviously we got to see what happens with Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor later on this year. If that goes down, matter of fact, I hope it goes down, but I'm hearing it's going to happen. But right now, Jose's the man. Arnold wants a shot, so you got to get him. He has to get him more exposure to make a bigger impact and a bigger statement.
That'd be a good technical fight. We were kind of talking about that there.
Regis and Taylor,
Barboza, and Ramirez.
Right. No, you're right. You're totally right. But he, like Jamel said, that Ramirez right now at 140, he's the man. He's the man. I'm glad, as both promoters, and then both. Essentially, Ramirez went to DAZN for that fight and took the belt.
Exactly.
I thought.
And that's another thing. Let's put that out as well. Give much credit to Top Rank for for stepping up and taking the risk of going into their backyard. But they felt confident in their champion, and the gamble paid off. So I mean, and we love to see that though. We love to see promoters work with other major promoters out there to make the big fights.
Like one of your friends, everyone always says is on the wrong side of the street, Terence Crawford.
What do you think?
It seems to be such a famous saying.
What do you think about that saying? Because some people hate it, and some people are just like
Well, I think Crawford looks kind of pissed off at it when they say it to him.
What do you think about saying, you're on the wrong side
if
of the street?
if you're a fan, you hate it, but the business side, that's just what it is. I mean, right now, Al Haymon and PBC, they're dominating the welterweight division. Give credit though to guys like Errol Spence who actually mentioned Terrence's name and he wants to fight. But, you have to, boxing is business first, so you have to just accept it for what it is at times. Yes, it may suck as a fighter, and it may suck for the fighter's fan base. But, I mean, I believe as long as the fighters and the people keep speaking and pushing for those fights, they will eventually happen.
What do you think about Jesse Magdalena's performance? This was his first fight at 126 pounds, and when they announced him fighting Rivera, when it first announced his card, I was surprised because Rivera is no joke.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in there with Santa Cruz. I mean, what'd you think?
I mean, in my honest opinion, and there's nothing against Jesse, I believe that he's better suited still at the 122 pounds because, like I said, it was rough for him in there tonight, man. It was rough, and, there's a lot of special talent out there in this featherweight division alone. So, like I said, it was his first fight there. Maybe he has to still grow into it and build, building into it because, we all know how it goes. Sometimes, it takes a time for a fighter to find their groove in a new weight class. But, like I said, I still think he can probably still make 22 if he does right outside of the gym, maybe get a nutritionist or whatever. But, like I said, it's his career at the end of the day, so he controls his own destiny.
I thought he looked well today, though, aesthetically, like you kind of touched on. I think he wasn't as soft.
Exactly, he wasn't as soft as he was. And
you could just tell with his cheekbones.
He did look a lot more solid than he did when we seen him against Dog Bay. He looked kind of soft in that fight, but he looked real solid at the weight. But let's just see how it goes. But because it was a lot of action in there, and he was taking it as well as he was giving it too.
And then I think sort of 6 rounds in, you could see he kind of got confident and maybe knew he had the guy's number because he started doing, putting his hands behind his back, doing the Matador.
He started having fun. He did the Lomachenko Matador.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
I thought he looked good, though, I thought.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I think it was initially I thought it was like a hard test for his first fight at 126, but he got it done, and I didn't see Santa Cruz and these other guys knock down Rivera before. And
right. So, give him credit. Yeah, give him credit for that. Yeah. But like I said, I just think he probably still could be dominant at that weight, even though, like I said, Navarrete is right now could be probably possibly the best fighter at that weight as well. But like I said, there's a lot of talent going from bantamweight on up.
Right, absolutely. And then moving to your division, you as a world champion in that division, obviously there's a lot of people, gonna come for you.
Right.
The game. When you had a world title, especially. Is there any news on your next fight or what's going on here?
As of right now, I have to accept my mandatory challenge, which is Lamont Roach from Maryland, who's promoted by Golden Boy.
Right.
And you pointed out how fighters coming at me because I'm a world champion. I honestly would say I wish it was that way because I've been trying to call out, as you guys know, some of the the world champions at least, and I haven't had the best of luck, which is why
you got a world title though, regardless. Yeah, so eventually they're going to have to go after you. You still
strive for more.
You're right. You're right.
And of course, the guys as me and my marketing director JC points out, the guys at the bottom of the totem pole, of course, those are the guys that's going to be calling you out because they have a dream as well and they want their shot. But it seems like the guys up top, who also hold titles, is more difficult to get them in the ring because that's when the business side of the boxing takes play.
Speaking about the business side, now that you've been a professional fighter for quite a few years and everything, what's your opinion on the business side? Of course, it happens in boxing,
right.
But you from like a behind the scenes portion, you being on that side, seeing it, what's your opinion on it?
I mean, it's frustrating at times, but at the same time, when the business is good for you, it does pay. It does, pay off and play out really, really well. But just like I said, when you want those bigger fights, that's when you start to see more of that that business savviness take a toll. But if you have the right team behind you and all the right pieces are right there in front of you, those fights, the big fights can happen. The big fights can happen, and the business is great then.
So for the kind of UK fans, kind of 50% UK fans over here, so you're going to be fighting November 9th. Over here in the US is like Veterans Day.
Right.
And then also it's going to be split between two different army camps, Marine bases, is it?
Right now we might go on a base on the East Coast, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, or maybe a base on the West Coast over here, which is in San Diego, which is Camp Pendleton. And even if we can't get a base, we may even have a good old homecoming, which is Long Island, which is what I heard a few times in the past. But I really want to get right now, just the Marine Corps, a Marine Corps base, because like I said, it's Veterans Day, and the Marine Corps birthday is the day before Veterans Day, as a matter of fact. And I always told myself, if I want to have, a homecoming, and I want it to be a huge fight, and especially at the Garden. And like I said, speaking of the division, a lot of you may know, Carl Frampton,
right.
Good,
yeah.
Good guy, good, nothing but love and respect for Carl Frampton, but he mentioned my name, and I figured if I have a homecoming, why not have that type of fight, with the UK and the Irish crowd to come over, from over across the pond to the to the Garden and just have a just a great night of boxing in a great event.
He's on the right side of the street.
He's on the right side of the street. So he made the right. So he made the right choice.
Speaking of Frampton, do we know what the timeline is on his injury, that freak accident that he had at that hotel?
I heard a couple of podcasts, and I think he's going to be out for a while because it was like the fifth metatarsal.
Like October at least, something like that.
Okay, so it's not too crazy.
And yes, but then I'll still be in Trent camp for this fight, so I got to handle business there. But hopefully in the new year, of course, we can make something happen. From what I'm hearing, that he doesn't want to have a tune-up. He wants to jump straight into a world title fight, and I believe, like I said, Carl wants to be great, and I respect that. And he's handled business in two weight divisions, so he wants to obviously grab a title in a new weight division. So, like, I'm open for it. I'm here to give him the opportunity because, like I said, guys like Miguel Burchell and Oscar Valdez, they're apparently tied up. So
Cancio? What about Cancio?
Oh, I try to call for that as well, but he has a fight coming up as well, mandatory as well. So I guess
Alvarado.
I guess it's mandatory season, as we could say, man. Because everybody's tied up in mandatories, but like I said, there's a lot of talent out there. Javante, Tank Davis,
Tevin Farmer.
They're on a collision course, hopefully. In my opinion, I feel like, they have Miguel Berchelt rated as, number one in the division, but in my honest opinion, I feel like Gervonta is probably the better more talented.
He just needs a resume, doesn't he?
Yeah. He just needs obviously the resume.
He passes the eye test.
Yeah, he definitely passes the eye test over Berchelt, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm just here to go after the best. And if you have Miguel Berchelt as number one, that's the spot I want.
You talked about training camp. Are you still with Bomac?
Oh yeah, of course. So we have Bomac,
who was here tonight, by the way.
Red Spike, Saul Diegues, Jamie Belt, my strength coach, Bud Crawford, my fourth trainer, which I call him, because he's always on my case.
Yeah.
We have a nutritionist. We have a few nutritionists, Paulina and Michelle, who I have to give a shout out at Perfecting Athletes. So I have a great team around me, and I'm very confident going into this camp for the next one.
And what's it like living in the house of all the guys?
Oh, it's a family atmosphere. It's not just like camp. It's just not your normal typical camp where you just get up, have to find the motivation somewhere to get on through the day. Like, no, every day is always something new and exciting. So it becomes more fun than just a job. It's a great atmosphere, and we all look at it as one big happy family.
No pranks?
Always pranks. Always pranks. Come on,
Any
man.
good pranks you can actually tell us?
Man, I don't even know where to start at. But honestly, to be honest with you, the more serious guy in the ring is probably the biggest prankster, and that's Bud. Like people don't know. Like Bud has like a real good personality. And he just likes to have a good time. But when he's in the gym, we crack down. Even though we have pranks and stuff in the gym as well. But when the bell rings, it's all work.
Is it true that you got to Bomac through Terrence?
I was actually a sparring partner when he was getting ready for the Ndongo fight.
Oh wow!
And that's how I basically got close with that team, and they seen something in me that they felt they wanted to get the best out of me, get more out of me. So they brought me in, and we had a great time. And I remember after my contract went up with Al Heyman and PBC, I gave them a call, and they took me in.
And now you're with Top Rank.
Yeah. And there's nothing, like I said, let's go on the race. There's nothing against, Al Heyman or PBC. Like I said, I still got a lot of good friends over there. I still communicate with, the Heyman side, Sam Watson. Shout out to him. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Marcus Brown, Errol Spencer still, he even still checks up on me. So, yeah, like to me, that's the business side of that. I mean, it's nothing. It's just business, and I don't take anything personal, and I hope they don't take anything personal as well.
No, absolutely. And if you look at it, like you mentioned, you left PBC and now you're with Top Rank as a world champion. Andy Ruiz left Top Rank and went to PBC and he's a world champion.
Exactly. You got to just go, and this is like to any fighter out there, you got to go what best suits you. Like, there's maybe some things that suit, like guys like Errol.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Better for him over there than they would for me over here. You know what I mean? So you gotta just do what's best for you in your career at the end of the day. I mean, a lot of these fans, they like to pick and choose alliances, but if they only understood, boxing is a small world, and when I see these guys like Sam and everybody over there, we all laugh and have we have a good time at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. What about Jojo Diaz? What do you think about him?
Jojo, man, like I said, I love him to death. He's had a few, obstacles, I may say, in his career. He would have been a world champion, but he had the whole, the weight, the weight thing hurt him at one point. The Gary Russell fight, it didn't. I wouldn't say it didn't put a roadblock in his career, because right afterwards, that's when he got the next shot of that title. But right now, it just, I guess, in the new weight class, it's hard for him to now secure, that next title fight than he did at 126. So. Like I said, I wish him nothing but the best. Jojo's a talented guy. He's been shooting for Tevin Farmer, but like I said, as we know, right now Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis are the ones that's in the mix for a title class. So, hopefully Jojo can just continue to be patient, and his time will come.
Who would you want to unify with if you can choose any other champion?
Give me the winner of, like I said, Oscar Valdez and Miguel Berchelt. If I'm being honest, I hope Oscar Valdez, pulls out a victory, because I've had issues, with the Berchelt camp trying to get the fight. Because let's be honest, if they would have, did business the way we thought they plan on doing, because like I said, let's not forget, he called me out pretty much after I won my title.
Right.
And I accepted the fight just for them to turn around and change their minds.
And they backed off.
Yeah, to back off because let's be.
Was it a business thing?
No, it wasn't
Money?
a business thing. It was a Styles makes fights thing. Let's be. You know what I mean?
So you called their bluff.
Yeah, because I wasn't supposed to win that fight in their mind. That's
Right.
If we're being honest, I wasn't. They wanted Ito, and even Ito's camp, even going into the week of the fight, they was pretty, so focused on getting the Berchelt fight next.
Right.
So the thing was, winner of Ito Herring, gets the unification next. But everyone on those two teams thought that it was for sure going to be a Berchelt Ito fight. And then once I ruined those plans and I beat Ito decisively,
Right.
they turned their back and wanted to go a different route. Now it's hearing, we want to all Mexican brawl, to Oscar Valdez, and which is fine for business. I don't, I'm all for the sport, but I mean, don't fool the people because we know. We like this. In today's era of social media, it's hard to fool the fans. That's how I look at it. In today's era of social media, it's very hard to fool the fans, or even casual fans catch on to things.
Right. And you're very proactive on social media.
Oh yeah, because I'm a people person. I'm a people person. Like I said, I'm a fan of the sport first. And you guys know, man. Like I've never been rude to people unless you get nasty with me. Then I may throw something back at you. But people who talk to me, I talk back to them in a respectful manner. And like I said, I love the UK crowd because I will never forget my experience. At the London Games 2012. Showed great love. They showed tremendous love for the Team USA. Even when they come over, I'll sit when I'm sitting in the crowd. I was at the Joshua Ruiz fight. I sat, with the whole UK crowd, and I had a great time. We talked boxing, and they expressed their love for me to come back over there, which I would do if opportunity presented itself. I wouldn't mind going back over there to put on a big fight because you guys have a great fight atmosphere. I don't even care if they're booing against me. Just the atmosphere is just so phenomenal that you gotta love it.
Cal Frampton, where you at?
Hey, Carl, hey, like I said, wherever it makes sense, hey, I'm there.
So you wouldn't mind going overseas for Frampton?
I wouldn't mind going anywhere for Frampton. And it's not, like I said, and it's not a disrespect thing. It's just the fact that it's a big fight. If I want to go out at the end of my career, at least, when I want to look back on my career, I want to say, I've been here, I fought this guy, we did this, you want to be a real world champion. That's why you guys always see me out there, speaking my mind and not just being that champion that I fight, I go home, and you won't hear from me until it's time to fight again.
Being I nearly said ex-Marine, but I said that at work one time, and my boss,
my boss
ripped my head off. He's like, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. So being a Marine, do you get nerves going into fights and stuff like that? Going into someone else's backyard because that's going to be a drop in the ocean for something you experienced.
Okay, what helps me with that? The amateur experience. I've been in plenty backyards as an amateur. That doesn't bother me. And plus, like I said, being a Marine, there's Marines everywhere. I could have fought. Like I said, I tell people all the time, I could have fought Ito in Japan. There's a Marine Corps base over there, and I still would have felt like I still would have felt comfortable. And at the end of the day, my mindset is the man in front of me. The fans and the crowd, they can boost you up, but at the end of the day, they can't fight for you and they can't score the fight. So I don't really mind about where I'm at. Like I said, I'm a world champion, and I take that title very seriously.
Well, on that note, I think that was a good note to end the show here, the bonus show of the Last Round podcast. And Jamel, we appreciate you jumping on here because I know it was kind of hectic out here. People coming up to you, you're right there ringside and stuff like that. So we appreciate that you.
But that's what I mean, man. Like I said, I'm a world champion. I'm a gentleman, and like I said, I gave you guys my word. You guys say you want to take some time. Hey, I don't have anything to do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I don't have a busy schedule, but if I'm free and if I'm free to talk, don't mind asking. Hey, Jamel, do you want to take some time out to talk? And that's even with my supporters and fans. They want to talk about some things. I'll take them to the side and we'll just talk.
Mm-hmm. You can't miss Danny in the crowd. He's 6'7".
Well, he's like 6'4",
6'3", 6'7".
So it works out. But go ahead and plug what you got, social media, everything, your potential fight dates. Go ahead and throw it out there, man.
Like I said, tune in, ESPN, November 9th. You guys can also find me at Jamel Herring on Instagram, Twitter. I just want to give us a shout out to my sponsors as well: Kingston Coffee, PG Sports, Adidas Boxing, and Uncle Snoop. Got you know, I had a good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
Ask him. 'Cause
Bobby D Productions in the team, and you know, the Uncle Snoop Army.
We forgot. We were looking on your social media today because when I saw you here, I wanted to grab you on.
Yeah,
and
he was like, I'm going to ask him.
I was going to ask him. I'm going to ask him, but we obviously got sidetracked. So what was the meeting with Uncle Snoop?
Oh,
No, we're talking about Snoop Dogg.
Just be prepared to see a lot more Snoop in the team
Man.
in the near future. So,
Wait. Are we talking about like entrances?
and we're talking everything.
Oh,
we're
hell.
talking about, you know,
What?
me,
What?
you know,
What?
concerts, and you know, him at fights. So like it's gonna be.
You
like
still might test positive on passive smoking.
Oh, no,
Don't
yeah, right.
don't let him in the locker room.
I don't need. Hopefully, Vada doesn't hear this and then come out, come looking for me.
Don't be eating any candies or anything like that. He brings
Yeah.
it.
We're not touching anything that Snoop is around.
Hey, that's cool though, man. Because
Appreciate
Snoop
it.
is obviously one of the biggest celebrities in the world.
Icon.
He's an icon. So hey, because yeah, he as soon as he saw the picture, he's like, oh, we're definitely gonna ask him about this. 'Cause that's big time, man. Yeah, that's awesome that you're creating partnerships like that and everything. So
Like I said, I don't want to be that world champion that just known for boxing. We want to step outside of the box and even say we want to do some acting out there. Like I'm leaving in a couple of weeks to do to shoot a scene for West Side
Damn.
Story with Steven Spielberg.
Damn.
You know, they needed a boxer, so why not call on the champion of the world? So, and here I am.
Hey, man, we wish you nothing but the best and all the and congratulations on all the success that you've achieved and you're still achieving, because
Thank
that's
you.
awesome, man. Because I'm sure a lot of people didn't know you were trying to go into acting, and now you're partnering with Snoop, and man, it's all coming your
And
way
one
now.
more thing is, since we went, and like I said, my partner over here, my marketing director, and my brother, JC, we're also
He's right next to you, too,
Right
so
next
people
to me. So yeah,
listen.
well, we're trying to scout the young talent out there because the Olympics is coming up, and first to fight management. That's what we're doing now. First to fight, as you know, that's a Marine Corps motto as well, and it fits very well with the sport of boxing. So right now we're just trying to we're just trying to, help the younger generation, fulfill their dreams, because I know how it is, coming from the hard road, to becoming the champion. So, I want to, help those in need as well to fulfill their dreams. So that's what First to Fight is all about.
Tell them where to follow us for the show, Mike.
You can find us at The Last Round 12 on Twitter and Instagram. Then all the major podcast network, we're on there.
Cool. So on that note, I'm Danny Z for Michael Shepard, world champion.
And I'm Jamel Herring on the Jamel Herring Show.
This episode is going to be called the Jamel Herring Show. But once again, we thank you for coming on, Mike. We'll see. We'll do. We're back on our regular schedule
Back Monday.
On Monday, right? So thanks again for listening to the bonus show. This is The Last Round.
Thanks for supporting and listening to the show. Follow us at The Last Round 12 on social media. Rate, review, and subscribe. This is The Last Round Podcast.